anybody who's watching this, obviously we have food out here, and I know you can't tell, but we are in my kitchen, and I'm going to do WGBH's challenge called You and Julia Challenge. Now, the challenge is based off of Julia Child's recipes, and attempting to make her recipes and probably failing. I printed out the recipe, old school. I'm going to make the custard filling and the crust today, and then I'm going to finish it up and wrap it up tomorrow. And Sunday is Mother's Day, so I'm going to make this beautiful tart for Mother's Day for quite a few of us to share. So I'm very, very excited. I decided to start from the ground up, so we're going to be doing the pastry first. So the crust, I already put in this amazing bowl 1 1/3 cup of flour. It doesn't tell me what flour, so I just have all-purpose flour. So hope that's right. There is 3 to 7 tablespoons of granulated sugar, so you get to make your own decision. So, like, obviously all the sugar. Why would I put 3 when I could put 7 tablespoons? Who's making these choices? Obviously an idiot. You need double acting baking soda, which, first of all, I didn't know that there was a difference between baking soda and double acting baking soda, but I went on the Schmoogle, aka the Google, and I asked it, and it actually makes a difference. Just so happens I have double acting. Don't know why or how or when. I probably just thought it was regular and bought it. So you're going to need 1/8 of a teaspoon. 1/8 of a teaspoon. How do I measure that? Somebody, the baking gods in the universe out there, please answer my question. We have 1/4 of a teaspoon. So I'm thinking 1/8 would be half of 1/4. Can I do math? I'm supposed to be an accountant, so this is a little embarrassing. I've double checked. It is. So, yes. Hold your applause. No, I'm just kidding. So I only need half of this, which, I mean, pretty hard to eyeball since this is literally the size of my finger. So yeah, just gonna say that's it. Sounds good enough. Add flour, sugar, the baking powder. Now here comes a part where I've strayed from the recipe. Google told me you can replace vegetable shortening with butter. It's basically a 1-to-1 ratio, and it's basically the same thing. It's a type of fat, so I'm good to go with that. So the recipe calls for 5 tablespoons of chilled butter and 2 tablespoons of chilled vegetable shortening. So altogether 7 tablespoons. A whole stick is 8 tablespoons. I've never in my life seen a situation where more butter is a bad thing, and it's just 1 tablespoon. So I'm just gonna go ahead and put the whole thing in here. Like, can't see how it could make it worse. So this is for the mothers. Okay, they can have all the fat. They've deserved it. It doesn't really tell me what I should be doing with this butter. It just says mix it all in. And I'm supposed to rub it rapidly. Oh, I know what I should be doing with this. I get it now, I think. All right, well, it basically feels like sand, so I think it's good. Moving on. Next step is adding the egg and adding vanilla extract and kneading rapidly. So I still don't know what any of that means. And then for the vanilla extract, it just says a half a teaspoon. They're really just getting at me with these halves. So I'm going to attempt to do that. I mean, to be honest with you, a little more vanilla in your life, I really don't think it's going to go wrong. So I'm going to eyeball half, and then, you know, if it's a little over, so be it, you know. Ooh, it smells so good. Okay. So it said if you use the full amount of sugar, it's going to be quite sticky. So learned my lesson there. I guess the more sugar is not the best idea if you want a not sticky dough. But you know what? Screw it. I think I can go through a little bit of mess for some extra sugar. Okay, guys, so have no fear, because with some kneading, your dough is going to be absolutely fine. I know, the video's kind of shaking probably. But, I mean, I got a glorious dough right now. So, I now don't regret using all that sugar. Ha ha ha. I'm going to take my saran wrap. I'm going to attempt to make a circle. So that I just don't encounter too many cracks when I go to make my pastry shell. Or my tart shell. Can't be getting that wrong. Sorry, Rosanna. I did not look up if you had a tart recipe. Which you probably do, because Rosanna Pansito has a cookbook. So, promo to you. Not that I'm sure if me promoting you is going to really help you at all, because you're doing very well. But yeah, and then I'm just kind of smoothing this out. I don't know why. I don't know if this is a thing, but it feels really great. So I'm going to continue to do that. Nice. Going to attempt to do this custard, but there's beating and boiling, so I don't know how much of this I'm going to film, but I do know I have to get 5 egg yolks into this bowl. So I'm going to do that, and we'll see how much we're able to film, but I'll show you the final result and it going into the refrigerator. So let's get started. Okay, so as of right now, I've only beaten in a 1/2 cup because I wanted to do it gradually. So now we're gonna beat in the other 1/2 cup of granulated sugar. And it's already looking great. It says it needs to be pale yellow and forms the ribbon. I don't know what the ribbon is, but I feel like I'll just know it when I see it. So we'll continue doing this. Update. I figured out the ribbon just means when you lift it, it doesn't go right down. You can feel it getting thicker, and it's supposed to be a pale yellow consistency. So we're definitely at the pale yellow. So we'll just lift, and it peaks. So in baking, that's good, I think. So I slowly poured in the flour, and we're just beating that now. It's a really thick consistency. Very interesting. But it says next to gradually pour on the boiling milk in thin streams of droplets. So now we have a tablespoon of butter and a tablespoon and a half of vanilla extract, which smells amazing. And we're gonna toss this custard into here and beat that butter and vanilla into there. The custard is not used immediately. Clean it off the sides of the pan, which I've attempted to do, and dot the top of the custard with softened butter to prevent a skin from forming over the surface. And it'll keep for a week. I definitely highly recommend using an automatic beater. I don't think you need those fancy like KitchenAids to do it, but I think if you were to try to beat, it would take a long time with just your hands. Not that it can't be done, I just probably wouldn't recommend it. Just my opinion. All right, so I'm in my pajamas and it's nighttime, so the lighting's really bad. We're gonna do the crust. We're gonna make the glaze. I'm still debating whether I'm going to fill it and put the strawberries on yet or not, but we'll see. Wash them and cut them into shapes that you would want to use. So I did these types of shapes because I want to like line them in a really pretty form. I have blueberries too, for just in case like I don't have enough strawberries, because some of these are a little not perfect. But I'll just show you what I did. So I cut the tops off. I cut little ends of the sides off, and I just went ahead and did strips down. It didn't take too much time. It looks like it took more time than it did. And then I ate the little butts. And that's how I did that. Now, this is a non-stick pan, but if Rosanna Pansino taught me anything, okay, it's to line this with a baking sheet. So I'm going to do that because it's just what she would do, and I've seen her do it a million times, so I'm going to pretend like I know something. Okay, done. Hope that was like worth it. I'm preheating my oven to 400. The woman also taught me a few tricks about cooking because I don't have those fancy pie weights. So she was saying that instead you could chill it in the freezer for 15 minutes after you've shaped it. And that's like, it'll be good. So I'm hoping to put it in the freezer for 15 minutes. Then you're supposed to take it out and poke little holes with a fork, and it's supposed to be good to go. Press it really good into the corners, to the edge. So I'm really trying to do that. I'm feeling proud of this. I got it to go all the way up to the top. Yeah, stick this inside the freezer for a little bit. And then we're going to poke the holes like she said and hope that that trick actually works. Alright, so that's how it looked coming out. I had to poke extra holes because when I checked on it to turn down the temp, it was rising up. So it had like formed a bubble. So you're going to have to go in and poke extra holes if that happens. But looking good so far. And it smells seriously amazing. So if this doesn't taste good, I'm going to be pissed. I almost didn't get this on video. So I flipped a bowl over. And you can see the Tarte pan comes off. The bowl's underneath. It's still a little warm. But I've decided I'm going to do the glaze tonight. I'm not going to fill it because it seems from the directions that if I fill it, it's going to get soggy by tomorrow, because it seems to me that the it said, can only hold for like an hour or so with the glaze. So I'm thinking if I put the glaze on it and I refrigerate it with the glaze will create, it says, like a waterproof layer. You're going to need 2 tablespoons of, I'm just going to say Cognac. She said she uses some fancy hazelnut liqueur, but like it's only 2 tablespoons. Don't know how much like that will really affect anything. Then you're supposed to have a cup of red currant jelly. But on the Googles, it said if you can't find red currant jelly, because apparently that's very hard to find, you can do apricot jelly. So I got some apricot jelly here that we're going to be using instead. And you're going to need a cup of that, cup of this, 2 tablespoons of sugar. This is it with the glaze on it. I think my glaze is a little chunky, but it'll just have to do.